How's it going, folks? I am Matt, and this is Photosynthetic. Today we're going to talk about grow lights and why the guy at the grow shop may not be your friend. Let's get into it. Alright, so what am I talking about? Well, this is kind of aimed at the new growers, those who are looking to get into this space, and why you should be looking at LED lights as really the only solution for your space. And I'll talk about why, and why, the Viparspectra XS1000 that I have here is a really good example of newer technology. Now, side note, Viparspectra sent me these lights. I've got one here and one here. I'm going to be using them as my green wall power here, I think, for the most part. I'm going to be growing tomatoes and all sorts of stuff. You guys are really going to dig that, I think. It's not just about growing the medical plants. However, that being said, these lights are fantastic in that space. Now, to get back to the topic of the grow shop and why those guys may not be your friend, and as I do that, I'm going to begin opening up this box. Well, guys, it's pretty simple. The grow store is there to sell you products. Simply put, they exist to sell you stuff. They want to sell you stuff to grow plants. And we love them for it. It's awesome. I love going to the grow store. I go there, as often as I can. And they're great people, and they treat me right. And, I'll even give a shout out. Incredigrow is my local grow store if you're in the Calgary area. And I'm not getting paid to say this. I just shop there. So, again, shout out to those guys. But again, they're not necessarily my friends. And this isn't talking about them specifically. This is just talking about the grow store in general. And guys, I'm not saying that the grow store guys are bad by any means. What I'm saying is they're a business. They're there to make money. They're there to sell you products. Now, when you walk into that grow store, and with like anything, you should be informed. And you should be informed about what grow light is the best light for your money if you're looking to purchase a grow light. Now, just a side note, if you've got metal halide or high pressure sodium and you've grown with that for years and you've been getting fantastic results, awesome. I'm not saying change. I'm just saying if you're going to buy a new grow light, don't buy one of those. And these are the reasons why. The main one is efficiency. First and foremost, whenever you're buying anything, you have to consider total cost of ownership, right? And in this case, the total cost of ownership is going to be how long it takes you to run that light, or I should say, the cost that it takes you to run that light, plus the cost of the light. So, granted, this light right here, this Viparspectra XS1000, from what I can tell, costs about, depending on where you are, and these are Canadian prices, so I don't know, do your math, about $80 to $100 more than the similar CMH. And that's with the hood, and I believe the bulb and whatnot. So, okay, so already, this is more expensive. Yes, absolutely, it's newer technology. It's got beautiful Samsung 301 diodes, it's got a mean-well power supply, it's got fantastic aluminum body construction. This thing's solid. There's that mean-well driver. And it comes with some other cool stuff. I'll show you that here in just a minute. But what I'm getting at is this light is brand new tech. This is top of the line. This is also LED. So it is going to be considerably more energy efficient. I'm going to pull a number out of the air. I think the old style are about 40% efficient. I'll put a number up on the screen here if I'm wrong. But these guys are approaching, if I'm not mistaken, around 90% efficiency. So already there, you're going to get a huge savings over time, total cost of ownership, by going with LEDs. Now, what I'm saying about the grow store and why they're, not your friend necessarily, is they are going to try and sell you what they have on the shelf. If they've got the metal halide, if they've got the high pressure sodium, if they've got those big hoods, well, they can sell you the hoods, they can sell you the cooling system, they can sell you the ductwork. They're there to make money. If you're in there to buy just a light, and you buy an LED, well, you don't need all of that other stuff to begin with because these are super efficient. They run a lot cooler. You don't need a cooling system. And again, over time, total cost of ownership, is going to be far less. So that's the thing. I mean, the guys at the Grow Star are great, and yes, no, they're definitely your friends because they're going to help you out with your growth. But guys, at the same time, just go in there and be informed. So what do I like about this light, and why would I recommend this light? Well, again, first of all, it's solid construction. It's got the parts that I like, the Samsung diodes. It's got the Meanwell supply. This thing, it's banging. It is. And what is it used for? Well, here, let me get the spec sheet over just because I don't have this in front of me. Now, guys, I don't have power measurements here. I don't have the $800 Apogee power meter. We may look at doing something in the future where, you know, you guys can help sponsor something like that. We can get it. We do cool measurements and stuff. But again, I would rather have industry pay me than you guys. So, XS1000, dimmable, absolutely got to have dimmable. LED quantities, doesn't matter. Total harmonic distortion, I don't know why we're putting an audio measurement in there, but it's less than 15%. And if you're an audio guy, you're going to know that that's horrible because harmonic distortion should be less than 1%. Again, that means nothing for what we're talking about. I just think that's a funny spec. But here's the important numbers, guys. This will replace a 250 watt HPS. It's going to give you veg coverage, 18 inches, 2.5 feet by 2.5 feet, or you can go into flower because it does have that bit more of a far red spectrum. You can see the little diodes there, and if you look at the spectrum, it does have that nice bump. And it's going to be good for flower in a small space, a 2x2. So here's the takeaway. You can go and you can buy a couple of big hoods and HPS lights and do a huge coverage area for a lot less than this. Or you can buy a bunch of these guys. You can get, say, 4 of them and do very similar. But again, total cost of ownership over time is going to be far less because they're more efficient and they've got, wait for it, better spectrum. Yeah, I said it. Now, granted, the CMH does have that far red. It does have that curve that goes out. But if you look at, and this is maybe not so much with the Viparspectra, say some of the other lights out there that really do peak up that far red, you've got that higher amount of peak light energy in that spectrum where you really want it because, you know, getting out way out into that far red, I don't know that it's necessarily doing a lot for your plant, but to that point, if you look at the actual energy, it's minimal, right? There's something there, but it's minimal. So that's my rant. That's my rant. The other thing that this light come with, here, open up the box, other than the spec sheet, is you get the standard power cord because you're going to want to plug it in. You get the hanging kit, and I like the Viparspectra hanging kits. Nice big carabiners. You got the coated wires, and then, of course, the comes with them standard metal rope ratchets. So, would I recommend this light, guys? 100%. Absolutely. Coupon code down below. Hey, if you buy one from here, I get a little kickback, and again, that helps the show. So, whatever. Guys, fantastic light. 100% recommend it. And again, trust a guy at the Grow Shop, but do your research first. I'm Matt. This is Photosyntech. Thanks for watching. We out.